I think it's maybe an older generation thing.
When you're a newcomer to Tasmania, they usually sort of tell you about it.
We're twice as smart, twice as clever.
I'm a sixth generation Tasmanian, and I must say whenever one talks about two-headed Tasmanians, I get this little itch in the side of the neck.
There aren't actually any two-headed people left in Tasmania, that's what I heard. This is my scar here.
They also ask, do we have scars, you know, have we got rid of our heads?
Which is obviously from my other head.
They can't accuse me of having two heads because I wasn't born with two.
That was chopped off at birth.
In the modern day we get them surgically removed, second head, so you know that's the new thing.
Tasmania's water has a shortage of iodine, and the absence of iodine can cause goiters.
You're not getting any iodine in, your thyroid gland's not working properly, it fights and it fights and it grows and it grows and it becomes a goiter, which is a great big swelling on the front of your neck. And in some cases those would have to be removed, and of course you'd be left with the scar.
And I think a few wicked mainlanders thought that this was the remnants of another head on a Tasmanian.
In the sort of late 40s, for instance, there was a study done that showed that a quarter of sort of 15 to 17-year-olds actually had a visible goiter.
In the 1950s, we used to be given a little white goiter tablet once a week.
So you wonder, well, why would they become iodine deficient? Two major sources for iodine. The major source is in the sea, but there are also sources, you know, within certain rocks and hence soils on the land. And typically, this is just the rock structures that we have, you know, with our dolerites, our granites, our quartzites. The glaciation that's occurred has actually effectively removed the iodine.
But nowadays, iodine is put into a lot of our bread and milk, and it's no longer a problem.
You know, I think once people worked out the link, the iodine deficiency from poor diet, so it was something that was very easy to deal with.
But there is some other reason behind the legend of the two-headed Tasmanian. One is that, of course, there was a lot of inbreeding.
People up at the back of New Norfolk in a place called Black Bobs, there were definitely bombs up there.
Just near New Norfolk was a place called Black Bobs, and they had some very weird goings on up there, but they had one child who was born with two heads, and it had fur all over its body, and it used to be tied to a tree, and not only did it have two heads, but when people used to come up, it used to bark like a dog to scare off strangers. That's true.
I think they did think the people up there at the back of New Norfolk were a bit strange.
As different people came into the area and they stopped marrying, brothers and sisters stopped marrying, I don't think those sort of people were born anymore, so you don't see them around much anymore. They're a sort of thing of the past.
I think probably quite a lot of Australians haven't actually visited Tasmania, certainly in the last decade or two, and realised the changes that have occurred here.
When I was first a journalist in Sydney, I quickly learnt to laugh and shrug it off. But it was a put down, and people, because they came from a bigger place, thought that they were more superior.
It's just a part of the attempt of mainlanders at times, or some mainlanders, to promote their own superiority.
But really the origins of it are from the universal habit of slinging off at people living in little islands off mainlands.
And in fact it's quite an honourable role. I don't get upset about it. You know, it's the equivalent role of the fool in medieval culture, which was an honourable role. It was the displacement of angst and anxiety that enabled a society to function.
We've learned to live with it and laugh about it. And this postcard I'm publishing, well, it's by Tasmanians, and it shows that we're mostly big enough to laugh at ourselves, and we've sold thousands of this card. But interestingly, some shopkeepers do not want to know about it.
When we were travelling through somewhere, they had the two-headed people on a letterbox. And I wanted to take a photo of it, but the bus driver didn't stop. But this person had carved two heads out of it and had a letterbox.
We've got some of the world's great writers, actors, painters, Tasmanians wrote most of the Australian Constitution.
I think Tasmanians are a lot more appreciated now than ever. Definitely a lot more.
Per head of population comparison, we compare immensely well with every other state in Australia. So we're pretty bright, and how much brighter would we be if we did have two heads?
Since I had this operation, which I had about 5 years ago, when I've talked to people, non-Tasmanians, about this myth that Tasmanians have two heads, and people say to me jokingly, "Ah ha ha, where's your scar?" And I say, "Here it is." And there's this moment of uncertainty on their faces where they actually, think that there might be some truth to it.